Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Zelda Speedruns for our continuing coverage of the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Standard Tournament Season 3. Today we have a first round match, 5-seed Juwk versus 28-seed Xef. And joined on commentary today by a herd of bronies, Ella Gatua, and Millibug. How are the three of you doing?
I'm doing great,
well.
Thanks. How are you all? Everyone?
I'm not working hard today.
Not working hard. I mean, all right, I'll take that.
Who schedules a race in the afternoon anyway?
I mean, it's like 7 o'clock for me. It'll be 8 for the boys.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Juwk play. I haven't watched him do a full race in a while, so we'll see what he brings to the table. He's certainly up there among the best.
Seed number 5.
I haven't even heard of Xef.
Ooh,
Like I haven't seen his. I haven't even seen his name once. But then again, I haven't been paying attention. So
I bet he hasn't heard of you either.
Looks like we got a light medallion
That's fair.
seed.
Oh. Well, at least they've only got to find a few medallions. What are your predictions, guys, then?
Well, I think that Juwk is certainly the favorite, but I believe that Juwk plays very aggressively. So if he skips too much, he might find himself in trouble. And we'll see what we get here at Mido's house.
And Xef just wins based on the tunic color. That's a gorgeous color. We're seeing some money. Some explosives.
Early bomb shoes, so we'll see if that affects how Juwk plays the opening. Sometimes if you get explosives right away, you opt to check the southern grotto on the way to the lake. But if you want to try and do that and still get to the castle in time, while checking the grotto and the open grotto, it's a little tight, so we'll see.
I have been talking so much. I just replying to Toxic on the chat.
Oh, I see. See, for me, like, to have 75 rupees as an opening, that is like an early Deku for me.
Yeah, that's totally a Deku play. Like at least 60 is a good number.
I find that a lot of the runners right now don't like early Deku because you lose the opportunity to reset time of day later on.
And I think that's our first foolish hint with Zora's Domain.
Uh-oh. I've lost Juwk. I don't know if you guys have lost him as well.
I have
I
to.
sort of did, yeah.
All right, well, in the meantime, we have Xef, who's going to be going around the Deku tree. I kind of like this play from Xef. He went to check the Kokiri sword chest, which is in the meta to skip now. And so when you're playing against someone who you think might have better execution or is just a really good player, sometimes it makes a lot of sense to take some small risks, especially early on. If you get lucky, you can try to turn that into an advantage for the rest of the seed, knowing that your opponent is unlikely to go back and check it with priority.
Mm-hmm. Two grottos and a hint. I don't think there was much in the grottos. The hints that I've seen are Skull Mask is dead and Zora's Domain is foolish.
Alright.
Is Juwk going all the way up to Hyrule Castle from the Southern Grotto? Does he have enough time to do that? I feel like that's crazy. I don't know if I'm just missing something.
Yeah, I don't think. He doesn't have time.
Maybe he's going to CAC, but yeah, like you can't.
Or he could just go and check the other boulder.
Oh no, he's going to Schrodinger Bridge.
Schrodinger Bridge. Has to manage not to look at it. Yeah, you got it. Nice.
Nice.
So for those who aren't familiar, Schrodinger's chain is when you don't look at the bridge when it becomes night, and it'll stay down as long as you're not looking at it. Because not looking at it means it never loads into memory. So that means it doesn't change states.
And that's a really risky trick to go for, because if you mess it up, you are locked out of the castle for the entire night, and you probably are stuck going Deku. So shows that Juwk has a lot of confidence in his execution.
Xef having really a lot of trouble with those sculptures.
Death Mountain Field. Death Mountain Crater and Hyrule Field on the Way of the Hero, but I didn't catch the other two.
Spirit Temple.
Way of the Hero?
Yeah, so the market had all the Way of the Heroes.
Oh,
Spirit,
no.
Death Mountain Crater, Hyrule Field, and then Ice Cavern has Sun Song, so probably not going to be a priority to go there.
Death Mountain Field. Ocarina's got Saria's song.
Oh god, again?
Where's my Requiem on Ocarina of Time? Or is that just in the seats that I play?
So this is actually really nice hints for Juwk, because he's already cleared 2 of those southern grottos in Hyrule Field, and I don't think he found anything. So it's going to route nicely for him. He's probably hoping that it's in Boulder of Destiny, so he never has to go back South Hyrule.
Yeah. And that's also 30 Skulls dead. And there hasn't really been much of any interest in Deku so far. I just hope, I hope that like, you know, it's a medallion dungeon at this point.
Juwk was actually able to do the jump straight from one box. I've never actually seen that done before. That's pretty impressive.
So is Juwk gonna check both of this and the Tectite Grotto and then save Scum from there?
If he finds something here, I think he probably won't. But if this is nothing, then... Oh wow, Forest Temple, Way of the Hero too.
And it's looking like it might be in the Tectite Grotto.
So what is that, 3 Way of the Heroes?
The problem...
That's 4. We've got Death Mountain Crater, Forest Temple, Hyrule Field, and Spirit Temple.
Alright.
So yeah, it looks like he is gonna go ahead and check it here.
Really nice B1 skip from Xef.
Okay. See if you can make up some lost time.
This is a mirror shield, right?
Mirror Shield? Mirror Shield for the Spirit Temple Way of the Hero.
That's a really good find, and that's, again, really good for Juwk, because when Xef goes to the market and finds that hint, he's probably going to want to search South Hyrule first before the Tectite Grotto, because you just never want to go to Tectite Grotto. It stinks.
it's just so far out, you know?
Yeah.
Nice Goma kill there.
Find those chickens! 2 for 2! Oh, so close to a perfect.
Almost.
Slingshot in on Goma.
Slingshot locked slingshot.
Huh. It's Baron, but it's a medallion, so that's good.
Yeah.
At least.
ZL at opponent's song.
Alright, so what's Juwk's next move after he goes into the silo?
I mean, I would assume that he would save warp. It looks like he's doing 3 song. Save warp back to Kokiri. It would make sense for him to then do Deku at the same time.
Yep, I think that's what it's going to be.
No,
Oh, he's leaving, so it's probably a trip to Gerudo Valley.
Either that or Kakariko, maybe?
Yeah. I mean, you do want to have a little look at Child Cack as well.
Going to
Usually
Kak
when
means
people-
get a song. An
Usually
extra
when
song.
people leave Lon Lon like this, they're headed to Gerudo Valley. And it's one of those things where you never really want to go to Gerudo Valley, but you've seen a lot of your hints. We've gotten 1 Baron already, and this is the best time to do it. And Juwk probably thinks that he's got an execution advantage, so he can afford to at least check this. And if there's something there, it's going to put him way ahead.
Yeah, it looks like you called it. Nice work. Zephin, Hyrule Market. Looking like he's buying some sticks.
Oh no, not again. Oh, there he's back.
Come on, Juwk.
Heck?
Get-
No.
Get-
Oh, what's happening?
Get some good internet.
Dream.
Ah, Belgium internet.
Oh, jeez. Opting
no.
to skip that heart container.
Is that what it was? Was it a heart container?
Yeah, it
I
was a
missed
heart
it.
It was full heart container. I can't see what's under the waterfall.
If you
But
can't
he
see
looks
it, you probably
interested
want to
in
get
it.
it.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Silver
Wow.
gauntlets.
I missed Juwk
So we,
picking up his...
so we got
Yeah.
strength somewhere in Hyrule Field.
So it must have been. So that's 2 Wade the Hero items in Hyrule. That must have been the grotto that we skipped. We didn't see because of his internet or because of the.
So, yeah, it must have been open
Oh,
grotto.
God.
So, well, that's pointing towards Spirit Temple being pretty early. If they can find Requiem, I expect they'll probably prioritize Adult Spirit with that being Way of the Hero.
Well, they have to find either 2 scales or iron boots to get that mirror shield.
Wow, this is going to be a really challenging seed for Xef. He's got to really make some good decisions here, because if he goes to check the open grotto and finds that strength, he's probably going to think that that is the way of the hero item, and he might not prioritize Tektite Grotto. Additionally, he's got to manage to go over to Gerudo Valley, most likely, which is not somewhere that he's going to want to go. So, wow.
No.
That looked like a bomb bag.
Was that a bomb bag?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no.
And we didn't see Xef go south of Hyrule. He went straight to market.
Yeah, with time
he did
of
the boulder
day.
outside.
With time of day after Deku Tree, you don't actually have time to go do South Hyrule and then get to the castle before it turns night. So usually if you do Deku first, you have to go right to the castle.
Bomb bag, we believe, is the Ruto's letter.
Underwater bottle.
Yep. And there's the save warp back.
So Juke's gonna head into Deku.
Juwk has to think he is way ahead right now, even with all this action and all the checks that he's done out of the way, and everything's paid off.
But really, I think, considering they're kind of doing the same, very similar routes, I would say, it's more about a difference in execution as opposed to a difference in checks. I think Xef's done less checks. You know, so Strength 1, we're not actually sure. We think Strength 1 may have been when Juwk was lagging a little bit earlier on, but Strength 2 was in Gerudo Valley.
And additionally, Xef does not know where that mirror shield is, and that could be a really big point in the future.
But he does know that Hyrule Field is Way of the Hero, and, you know, you full clear your Way of the Heroes. Oh, Xef's 2 for 2 on chickens! What?
Same thing.
Not quite perfect. Same.
So it was Zora's River that was barren.
Yes, we do. It's money!
It's such a good feeling knowing that you can do all of the Lost Woods money involved checks right after Deku Tree.
Yep. It puts Juwk in a really nice position. Xef's cat picking up his Zelda's Lullaby from Mal. I'm just hoping that there's gonna be something that's gonna trip them up a little bit. Like where are those 2 scales or those iron boots gonna be? You know, what's gonna like come out of the blue a little bit here? Because remember as well if they get that if they get the scale, they also then have bombs as well.
Yep, so Xef's going early adult, no trip to Gerudo Valley.
Oh, that's gonna cost him.
Well, it's possible that there could be a third strength floating around, and so none of these strengths are Way of the Hero. Too early to know. I imagine that he will find the one in Hyrule Field, since that is Way of the Hero, so he's definitely going to prioritize those South Grotto checks.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what we've got medallions-wise.
Yeah. Wait, is that a Spirit Way of the Hero stone?
That's right, that is Stone Spirit.
Stone Spirit, Way of the Hero.
Stone Spirit, Stone Jabu.
Yeah.
And Stone Fire.
Fire, of course. That's not even random. That's just hard-coded.
Oh no.
I wish it was Nocturnal Ocarina of Time. Unfortunately, this time it is Saria's song.
So, Juwk found shoes in Mido's house, so Xef has them as well.
It's unfortunate that Xef doesn't have a strength, whereas with Juwk, when he goes to CAC, he can actually clear DC.
Yeah, he can.
I imagine that he'll prioritize that too. That's a standard play, and you.
Oh, Xef finds a hook shot.
In a bomb bag.
And the bomb bag. Oh my god. Wow.
They call it Kakariko. I think it should be Stackariko. And a frog.
Probably not useful, but you never know.
Huh? Bolero. So that's a nice song chain. It could be that the Death Mountain creative check is either Nocturne or Requiem. And you being useless as usual. We haven't seen a hint for Bigoron yet.
So with those bombs, not picking up the strength is not really going to punish Xef because he can just go and do Dodongo's Cavern right after this anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got saved by those bombs. So yeah, with Forest Way the Hero, he could dip it early without the bow or the strength and just see if he gets something early.
But I don't know if personally, I don't know if I'd maybe wait a little bit, just because even though I know it's Way of the Hero, you're gonna have to full clear it anyway. I think I'd want to like hold off so I could do it in one go, especially without Minuet. I don't know.
Did he look at what was in the box?
Sorry?
Did Xef look at what was in the box in the graveyard?
I missed
Not
it if
yet.
he did.
I don't think he has. I think he went straight to the first grave that has the chest. but there's minuet. So at this point, then I would want like it becomes a bit more of a pull to do an early forest.
Yeah, so forest is in logic.
Song of Storms in Way of the Hero, Death Mountain Crater.
Whoop. He has not done Damper yet.
So he's gonna see what else is in the crater.
Or not.
Maybe,
No, I think he's just resetting the timer. He's going to go back in there and check the crater grotto and the crater wall.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I did not see what that was, and I don't think he did either.
No.
So Sunsong is a nice cavern.
Yeah. We have a nut upgrade.
Ugh.
Oh no, he's going to run out of time.
Xef, no!
Okay, I think
Run!
He's okay.
Zach,
He's
you'll be fine.
okay.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Is he?
Yeah, he's going
Yeah.
to be...
Oh, 2 seconds.
That
Wow,
was-
Juwk. What are you doing, Juwk? Spinning pot. Wow.
Oh.
If only he went to CAC first. Bigger on crafts a piece of heart, guys. Bigger on.
Good.
This is a really interesting play by Juwk to do spinning pot. If this has nothing, this is precious time that Xef is going to get back, because I don't think that Xef is going to be doing this check.
40 is dead.
40 skulls. It says 30 and 40. Xef, you don't... Oh, God. Xef, going... What you doing?
Okay.
Did Xef
And
do
I
the...
He's gonna leave the Summit
the
Ferry.
DMT?
Or is Trail barren?
We
No, I
haven't
don't think
heard. That's Nocturne at the minuet check.
I think that's a mistake by Xef, because he went out to the ferry area to reset the timer, and if he had
did.
died, he would have just death warped right up there, and I don't think he was thinking about that.
He should have just gotten in the ferry right there.
Our second foolish hint is Jabu is foolish.
It's a
So
stone
we will
job.
not be seeing Stone Jabu this seed.
And you know, I'm not mad.
Wasteland dead too?
So that's all. So wait a minute. So Zora's River can't be dead then, because we got Zora's Domain dead, and we just got Jabu dead in Haunted Wasteland. Or was that just a location hint?
The stone next to Deku Tree had said that Zora's River was barren.
Okay, it was just the location hint. Never mind.
Oh, unless it's all dungeons. We've had a domain and a river hint. Oh, okay, that's all 3 of them then.
What was the third one?
Domain, river, and Jabu.
So the Zoras are very poor this seed.
Clearly. Oh, well, no, maybe they're very rich because all they have are, like, their health and money.
Oh, Juwk. Oh. Oh, God,
Oh, no.
Juwk.
Come on, Juwk.
Oh, no,
while
he's
we-
gonna get hit.
So while we hope that Juwk doesn't die,
What the hell?
I don't know what that was.
Did he backflip?
Oh, he did. and Serenade on the minuet check. So we have 4 of our 5 Wave the Hero hints: Death Mountain Crater, Forest Temple, Hyrule Field, and Spirit Temple. So we know that there are going to be guaranteed progression items there. And then we have our 3 foolish locations, those locations that don't have any items for progression: Jabu, Zora's Domain, and Zora's River. So they are rich in money and health and poor in anything that is of use to us right now.
So is the window for deflecting that shot during the backflip that large?
Apparently so. Some Jews from Xef, Hero of the Goron.
So something that these runners are going to be thinking about now, as they have located most of their warp songs, is where the heck is Requiem? Because that's the only warp song we don't know about. And we have Spirit Way the Hero, which means that both of these runners are going to want to prioritize going to Spirit. They know that something they need is there, but right now they have no way to get there. And there's not that many places left that Requiem could be. If Requiem is actually on Requiem, then there has to be some way to get across the desert in logic. Alternatively, it could be on Prelude of Light, which is locked behind Forest Medallion, which is on Forest Temple. So if that's the case, then there's got to be a bow lying around here somewhere. And it could technically be behind Shadow as well.
Yeah, it could be on the Burning Cack check as well. And that means that they would have to complete Forest, Deku. Oh wait, no, it can't be because Shadow is the Water Medallion. So it can only be on either Requiem, or are those iron boots, by the way?
That's what it looked like.
Oh my god.
And that is the last item that Juwk needs to do Spirit Temple, because with these iron boots, that mirror shield is going to be accessible.
Yeah. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm just gonna go and get myself another drink.
All right, so to predict the future, Juwk is going to be going to Kakariko. There's a lot of checks as adult in Kakariko, and so you almost always go there. While he's there, he's going to be picking up his hookshot from Man on the Roof and his bombs in the grotto chest. Once he has those 2 things, because he has bombs and Dodongo's Cavern is a medallion, it's very likely that he's going to prioritize going there because he can full clear it. When he goes up to Dodongo's Cavern, he is likely to see those iron boots and pick those up as well, and looks like he's going to buy a shield first. So it's going to take about 10 to 15 minutes for him to go through all those motions, but based on his route, Juwk is very likely to have everything he needs for Spirit very quickly, other than the access to Spirit itself. And if you're new to racing and you're looking for a simple route that you can just plug and play into pretty much any seed, I would watch what Juwk has been doing. He's been playing probably the most standard opening, which is going through the 3-song route, Hyrule Castle, Lon Lon Ranch, and Zaria's Song, doing Deku Tree, and then going to Adult to check Kakariko. And so if you spend your first 30 to 40 minutes of a seed following exactly what Juwk has done this seed, you're always going to be in pretty decent shape. So it's a good thing just to copy if you're new. Yes, other than Goron City.
Have I missed anything?
Not yet. Looks like Xef's in DC, and Juwk is just clearing out his Kakariko village.
Cool. Juwk's actually in a much better place to hit Forest as well because he has that strength, the strength and the hook shot. So he can get pretty, not too much further than Xef, but he's in a better place to dip it early.
So there's a lot of things that Juwk has available to him, and he can pretty much do it in whatever order he wants. If he continues into the graveyard, he's going to pick up Minuet, and that's going to make going to Forest Temple very convenient. Also, he can go to Dodongo's Cavern and full clear that, because that's a medallion, and it looks like he might be going there right now, or he might just be clearing the grotto here. So both of those are going to lead to progression for him. Forest is Way of the Hero, so it is a little better to dip than it would be normally, and we'll see if Forest leads to the Requiem.
Yeah, because even though they don't have a bow, they can still get to the outside area and do those checks. And he can do that because he has access to strength. Because he can get out to the dead hand. Not the dead hand, my bad. To where the floor master is.
For those of you who are a little bit newer to Zooter, the idea of Way of the Hero is it gives you a location, and then there is some item there in that location that you, at least according to the seed's logic, are required to have in order to beat the seed. Generally, what that means for our runners is that they are going to highly prioritize checks in those regions. And I believe we have all 5 Way of the Heroes. I don't know if we are confirmed that it was double Death Mountain Crater as Way of the Hero, but the other Way of the Hero locations are Spirit Temple, Hyrule Field, and Forest Temple.
And Death Mountain. Oh yeah, you just said Death Mountain Crater.
And in Death Mountain Crater, we have Song of Storms. So songs can also be Way of the Hero, and so if that's the case, then that means that there is some progression locked behind that song. And when Song of Storms is Way of the Hero especially, that almost always means that Bottom of the Well is going to have something good. So these runners will have everything they need to full clear Bottom of the Well, and we might see that show up into their routes in the near future too. There's a lot of good progression available.
It's also worth noting that you should always... Oh, there we go.
Oh, lens.
There is their logical route across... Oh, part of half of the logical route across the wasteland.
You just need magic.
Just need magic.
And they need,
a way to get there.
either long shot or hovers as well for it to be logical. But Xef
yes.
skipped that. So we'll see whether that ends up hurting him or not. Obviously, there's no magic yet. But that could be pointing towards Requiem being on Requiem, because it makes it more likely that the runners will have a logical way to cross the desert.
Indeed.
So there's DC done for Xef.
Both runners have got 4 Way of the Hero locations, which is Death Mountain Crater, Forest Temple, Hyrule Field, and Spirit Temple. We think there might be a double Way of the Hero for Hyrule Field, but we haven't seen enough hint stones to be able to confirm it.
So the runners do know what is Way of the Hero, because they have been checking the gossip stones scattered around the map. And so as they explore different locations, they're going to be piecing together various hints about the seed. I don't think that both of the runners have full information that we have, because we're able to see both perspectives, but the outside the Temple of Time has 4 of those gossip stones, and for whatever reason in this particular seed, 3 of those 4 gossip stones had Way of the Hero hints. So these runners have gotten a lot of information very early into the seed compared to your average seed.
And yeah, to get the burning cack check, you need the first 3 medallions: forest, fire, and water.
And if you guys have any questions about Zooter or logic or routing or really anything on your mind, feel free to drop it in that chat. I know it's a lot to get into and there's a lot of information, but we're your guides here and we're here to make sure that you guys are able to understand everything that's going on and enjoy it with the rest of us.
So Xef is gonna pick up his mirror shield right here.
Oh, that's really good for him because we were worried that he might not check Tektite Grotto, but now with those iron boots, it's clued him in.
And now he's gonna check the rest of the Hyrule grottos.
Yeah, he will be getting his strength. No way to check the Gerudo Valley hints, though, I don't believe.
Huh.
Yeah, so DL Hollywoods. So normally in Ocarina of Time, you need to finish the child temples first before you can do any of the adult stuff. But this is Randomizer, and Randomizer is a gigantic treasure hunt. And so this is a modded version of Ocarina of Time that lets everybody pretty much run around to most of the locations that they want to, right from the very beginning, so that they can search for items. So going adult immediately, right after you spawn from Link's house, is completely available to you, as well as a lot of locations that would normally be gated to you if you were playing the game vanilla.
So the strength was on the business scrub in South Hyrule.
Ah.
Alright.
Oh, DMC is double way of the hero.
So I don't think Juwk's finding much in Forest Temple so far.
No, I'll probably be a bit further in at this point. So we know that the Floor Master doesn't have anything of much use.
So we can see here that Juwk has gone into Forest Temple, and normally you need, well, always you need the hook shot and 1 strength upgrade and a bow in order to be able to totally finish Forest Temple. However, in this seed, Forest Temple is Way of the Hero, so there's got to be some sort of required item here, and Juwk is hoping that he finds that required item in about the first half of the checks in this dungeon that he's able to do with just the hookshot and strength 1. Ideally, he's going to find a bow, because if he finds the bow, he will be able to do the rest of the dungeon very efficiently in 1 trip.
That would be the nicest thing. I have a feeling he'll probably find magic, if he does. But at this rate, it's looking like it's gonna be a second trip to Forest to find it. So there are some tricks that are allowed in this standard rule set, but things like glitching through walls or going out of bounds, that is not allowed.
In addition...
Yeah, the whole tournament will be on the standard rule set.
In addition, the way that the items are placed allows there to be a way for even people who do not know a lot of the glitches that these, or it's not really glitches, but tricks that these runners are taking advantage of. Aside from a small number of them that are very easy, there's a way to always complete a seed pretty much with just vanilla execution. So even if you are someone who's only played the vanilla game and you hop onto the randomizer site and generate a seed, you should pretty much be able to complete a seed eventually just by running around everywhere and finding all the items.
And just because we've seen an exclamation mark sub goal command there, I feel like this is a good time. Oh, there's bow.
There's a
10.
bow
Oh,
from on
there's the
Xef's
bow.
side. Nice.
What a find. Okay. We have got a sub goal at 350 subs for a restreamer Ocarina of Time Plando race. Plando being planned as opposed to entirely random.
I'm just gonna say we actually did meet that sub goal in the last week. We just haven't.
We haven't updated it. Well, then congratulations, guys.
We haven't come up with a new one yet. We're meeting them too damn fast. People stop giving Trez money. You're emboldening the madman.
I wait. Did you just say that we should not sell out? What?
I mean, we can't keep just pumping up Trez's ego here. Come on.
And Xef is going to bottom of the well because we did see in Death Mountain Crater Song of Storm.
So it looks like
Nothing from that
Xef is
fairy.
bailed out. Yeah, he got bailed out by that. And now Xef is actually probably feeling pretty good about life because he's likely to find something in bottom of the well because we know, or there's a high probability that Song of Storms is one of the Way of the Heroes in Death Mountain Crater. So there's got to be something good here. And then immediately after finishing this, he's got all the ingredients he needs to completely finish Way of the Hero Forest Temple. And Juwk did about half of Forest Temple, and I don't believe he found anything. So,
no, didn't see anything.
Yeah, Xef's going to be able to find some sort of progression item in the rest of Forest Temple, and I imagine that's going to be his next stop.
Hover.
There's a hover boots.
Nice.
Another required item.
So that's required, and that could be what that Song of the Storms in Death Mountain Crater was pointing to.
Wow.
So really what we need, well, what Juwk needs to do now is check his check his skull.
So yeah, the only items we need that we don't know the location for are long shot, light arrows, magic, and Did's fire.
And we have a number of these Way of the Hero hints that have not turned up anything yet. We have all of Spirit Temple that is completely unchecked. I believe there's another item to be accounted for in the Death Mountain Crater, and Forest Temple has not been discovered yet either. So this is kind of looking like a jet seed. And if you're new to Rando, a jet seed means the items are placed in a way that's going to make it very quick for our runners to finish. Normal seeds for these guys will take anywhere from maybe like an hour and 45 for an extremely fast seed to up to 4 for a really, really trolly one. And a jet seed is generally considered to be around 2 hours.
Lights on Darunia, let's go. For his wind on the hammer check. And Juwk's just now flexing with Link's strength.
So, for those of you joining us recently, something big that you're going to want to keep in mind for the rest of the seed is that Juwk was able to find his silver gauntlets in Gerudo Valley, which means that Way of the Hero's spirit is available to him as soon as he can get across the wasteland. Gerudo Valley is something that is often skipped early, and if it's skipped early, it's not somewhere you tend to go back to. So we will see when Xef decides to check that, or if he's able to find a third strength lying around somewhere. If he finds the third strength, he's going to be in really good shape, but we could come to a point where he is blocked from progressing by that second strength, and he may have to search a long time to find it.
And that is a scale that we've just found.
Really nice. So let's see if there's anything else that's useful in the bottom of the well.
A big
Oh,
pose.
bottle.
Oh, it feels great every time you get a big Poe in the bottle because you can just check big Poes for free.
Well, that's
A
our
big
first
poo.
access to a bottle.
Yes.
And that's it for the well.
Wow, so Xef actually had opted to skip Saria's song earlier, and that actually worked out for him because he was able to get Minuet and warp back there and check that song very quickly.
Looks like he's changed his mind about something.
Well, he went to the Sacred Forest Meadow and then looked at Forest Temple and realized that he has all the items that he needs to clear that Way of the Hero dungeon, and decided that he better do that right away.
Yeah, for those of you who are trying to keep the all dungeons, the AD dream alive, they will have to find something like hammer or boomerang or something like that in a Way of the Hero location to give them an idea that maybe that's required. But at the moment, I can't really see how it would be.
If boomerang is ever required, there are a few other reasons it could be needed other than Javu. They're very, very limited.
Child Spirit would be one of those reasons, and I believe that the only slingshot that we have found is a slingshot locked slingshot because it was on Goma, so still possible.
I think it's also just worth noting that we get the 4, the 5 Way of the Hero checks, but they are not the only items, the only locations where you can get Way of the Hero items, and also the Foolish, the Baron locations. We are given 3 hints, but they may not be the only Baron locations in the seed as well.
Something that we want to keep an eye on is with the slingshot locked slingshot, it is possible that one of these Way of the Heroes that we have outstanding, Spirit, Death Mountain Crater, and Forest Temple, are all unaccounted for. It could be that one of these Way of the Hero items ends up being a troll progression item, something that we've used glitches to get around, and that we don't actually need, but the seed's logic thinks we need. So we'll see if that ends up happening.
For clarification, slingshot is always needed to beat Goma, since the B1 skip is not a logical move.
I guess you could also say it about Wasteland as well, as most of the runners, especially those in the top 32, can complete once they've managed to cross the first half of the Wasteland, can get to the other side without needing the Lens of Truth or magic. Spirit Way of the Hero is going to be Slingshot.
Technically, crossing the desert requires you to have either hover boots or long shot, but there are tricks that I'm sure both of these runners know that will allow you to cross the desert without either of those items.
Oh yeah, sorry, I think I forgot, like, Lens of Truth isn't required, right?
Well, we don't know.
Unless it's the treasure chest mini game in Hyrule.
I've played a lot of seeds where the seed seemed solved in the first 55 minutes, and then required items were on Twin Rova in Stone Spirits. So yeah, shoutouts to ATZ.
I think it is very difficult to put a time on a lot of these runs. At this rate, though, they would need something to really throw them off for it to take a long time.
Almost all of them will always run between 2 hours and 4 hours. It would be very rare for it to go over 4 hours.
So Xef now is entering the section of Forest Temple that Juwk did not clear. And we know that there is a Way of the Hero item here, still unaccounted for. Additionally, we got a hint earlier on that the Floor Master chest was dead, so Xef is probably going to power on past that. So I imagine we'll be keeping an eye on Xef pretty closely during this next few minutes just to see what that Way of the Hero item ends up being.
Juwk is probably going to hopefully check 10 skulls if he's got 10, but also to have a little look at what's in the well where he'll find his hover.
Yes, I think that's exactly the plan. And something nice about going to Kakariko as knight, as child, is there are 5 Skulltulas just lying around the city, and it's very quick to pick them up. So if you're looking for a few skulls to round out your 10 Skulltula check, going there as child at nighttime is a very fast way to get it done.
Xef got the one in the strength that's in Hyrule Field. He has not got the one that was behind the waterfall in Gerudo Valley. But it looks like Juwk is here to do his skull checks, so he'll be picking up the bow very quickly. He also is able to pick up the mirror shield once he decides to go back to the back as adult to the tech type project.
So this is something that could be a little scary for Xef because when he finishes Forest Temple, he's going to get the Forest Medallion, and that Forest Medallion will unlock a song for him in the Temple of Time, normally the Prelude of Light. But in this seed, it's entirely possible that that song could be Requiem of Spirit, which is what the runners are looking for to be able to get access to that Way of the Hero Spirit Temple. Ooh, Din's
Oh,
Fire.
there's Din's Fire! Oh. Well then.
So, they're still looking for magic before they can do Shadow Temple, but that could be up there as well. We'll see where they end up going. Right now, Xef is going to be blocked from his next, both of his next logical progression dungeons. Medallion Shadow is blocked by magic, and his Stone Spirit is blocked by strength, and then also the access, which he may get after this dungeon. So we'll see what he chooses to do from there. It's going to be, I think, a challenging decision for him.
I think Jute's going to go straight to Forest. Or not. Oh no, he's going to do well first. He's gonna do.
Yeah, he's doing the well. Good.
You know, I think Juwk had a really, really strong start, but I think it's really tight between the two of them at the moment. The only thing that kind of puts Juwk, I think, slightly ahead is that strength check.
Yeah, that's really the crux of this seed going forward, is how long does it take Xef to either find another strength or Galaxy Brain the plan to go to Gruta Valley.
And it's true, he does not have any real reason to go to Gruta Valley. It'll be like a last location check, I think.
So keep in mind that technically none of the Way of the Heroes have pointed to any strength. And it's a little bit of a logic quirk, but if there are 3 strengths available and you only need 2 to beat the seed, and none of the strengths are locked behind the others, then technically you could have skipped any one of those 3 strengths and they will not be considered a Way of the Hero item. And Hyrule Field could be Way of the Hero for that Mirror Shield, and we didn't get a Way of the Hero hint for Gerudo Valley. So it is possible that there is another 3rd strength floating out there somewhere that Xef might run into just along the way.
We did find strength in Hyrule Field.
Yes, but the hint could also be just for the Mirror Shield. It's
Right.
possible that it wasn't actually for the strength.
I do think it's a little bit trolly of the seed to give us a
Oh, no.
stone.
Juwk ran out of bombs. Oh,
But he got its hovers.
He got the one he needed.
he's just gonna have to hope he finds more bombs around here.
Because he's also got a scale that he can find here as well. There are some other checks that he can do that require him to have bombs. And also bombs are just incredibly useful items to have, and you never want to run out of them.
Ferrari's Wind, I believe, was in the Goron City Boulder Maze.
It was indeed. And Juwk picks up his silver scale. No, he will be able to clear out bottom of the well without bombs, but it's still scary to see the Z.
Juwk taking care of that dead hand.
That was really clean as well.
Yeah, those jump slashes when he's running away can be really tricky. You have to really time it well.
Xef taking care of the most exciting boss in the game.
Oh, it's riveting.
At one point we thought we could get bring her down to 1 HP and just have that, but no.
That would have made Forest infinitely more fun.
It did, but it also put the other pose down to 1 HP.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why they didn't stick with it.
What a shame. Forest would still suck, but it would still be better.
Yeah, it's still the second longest dungeon. Just behind Shadow.
And Xef is gonna take on Phantom Ganon. And there's magic.
Oh,
Oh, magic.
He's gonna go Shadow
Oh, no.
now.
Oh my
He can pull
god.
clear. This. I think it now all depends.
Wow.
It looks like Juwk's gonna head to Forest or like go out, pick up his mirror shield, and head to Forest.
This seed
But
is
this now
so
is-
linear. Oh my god. I mean, what Way of the Heroes do we have left? The one we don't know about.
So we're still
One
missing
in
one.
Spirit
Death
and-
Mountain Crater.
So really, we need long shots, so that could be in spirit. We need light arrows. That's, I think, all Xef needs at this. Hammer
Way
and
of the-
spirit.
Is Way of the Hero able to still point towards light arrows, or did they fix that?
I believe
still able to.
can to
Damn.
point to light arrows.
Because they have a hint.
A hammer and spirit to
From
open Death
from
Mountain
Ganon.
Crater. Yeah, they can't get the hint from Ganon. But it's still a hint, a possible hint.
Alright, so it'll be changed in the next update.
Well, with that, it certainly makes Xef's next decision really, really easy because you just go Shadow Temple every time.
If he finds strength 3 or the third strength in Shadow, then he is firmly in the lead. And that's Xef going to Shadow. It's possible it could
There
be
he
for
goes.
logical slingshot. This is true.
Yeah, purple is actually completely correct. Strength 2 is not necessarily required. The way the hero could be in the child side of spirit. We do not know yet. It's also possible that the way the hero in spirit could just be some logical quirk that isn't actually required to beat the seed. We'll see.
Xef just, taking a bit of a fall.
There we go.
I am looking forward. I think it'll be really interesting if he finds a strength. It could, but we are still looking for a long shot as well. It could be that we see it here instead.
So Chad made a good point about Way of the Hero Hyrule Field being Mirror Shield or Strength. So since one of those two items is required, and since we've seen another Strength out there, it basically guarantees that Adult Spirit is required. So yes, I think no matter what, that second Strength is going to be required for the Way of the Hero in Spirit.
Well, strength 3. Xef found some bombs that he could give to Juwk if he was feeling kind.
I think the Mirror Shield could actually be used in the Spirit Trial. I think. Unless that doesn't grant any chests. Alright, yeah, it doesn't really do any checks. I might be thinking of Master Quest.
It's been so long since I did any of the trials. Magic was in the penultimate chest, or the last chest in Forest Temple. Behind the Skulltula. Strength 1 was on the Business Scrub, Strength 2 was on the Gerudo Belly check, but that was just in the order that they were checked for.
Yeah, good question. So, if you have not played the randomizer before and you're wondering what is the objective of the randomizer, it is to get these 6 medallions. And the 6 medallions have been distributed to dungeons randomly, which means every time you play a new seed, you're going to have to do different dungeons to beat the seed. The dungeons that do not have medallions give stones, and if you get all 3 stone dungeons complete, then you will get access to the Ocarina of Time song, which occasionally is required to complete the seed. In this seed, the Ocarina of Time song is Saria's song, which means it's very unlikely to be required to beat the seed, though if it ends up being required, then we will all be having a laugh.
I don't think the runners will cry. I think they're used to having crazy seeds thrown their way and being able to deal with it. A Way of the Hero item is an item that is required by the game to have in order to complete it. To help runners kind of pick their strategy and plan their route throughout the seed, the game gives you 5 Way of the Hero hints that tell you of 5 locations where you are guaranteed to find that progressive item that will help you beat the game. In this game, we have Death Mountain Crater, Forest Temple, Hyrule Field, and Spirit Temple. We've seen Song of Storms, because songs can also be required items. Death Mountain Crater had Song of Storms. Forest Temple had both Din's Fire and the magic required in order to use it. And Hyrule Field had a Strength and Mirror Shield. And what a lot of people have been debating is which of those 2 items is the Way of the Hero. But we've kind of come to the conclusion that it will be Mirror Shield for the Spirit Temple Way of the Hero, which is the location that we've left to check.
And the only reason there's any debate about the Mirror Shield being Way of the Hero is because Spirit Temple is one of those these stone dungeons. It does not give a medallion, so it's likely that the runners will not be required to actually complete Spirit Temple all the way in order to beat this seed. And there are only 3 checks that are actually locked behind the Mirror Shield in Spirit Temple. So if the Mirror Shield is Way of the Hero, then whatever their next progression item is would have to be locked behind one of those 3 checks. If the strength was the way of the hero, it could just be any one of the checks on the adult side of Spirit Temple. So hard to say yet, but both are still a possibility.
And Juwk is about to see his magic. Though I always think it's a really good idea to full clear your way of the heroes. You know, like, I think if someone was to dip Spirit and get like an item on the first check, and then to leave would be making a bit of a mistake. But that's also because I'm really hoping that Troll Rover has something. But an example would be Forest as well, having more than one way of the hero item. Both fire, Din's Fire, and magic are required to beat the seed.
There's Juwk's magic.
Xef taking a fall down, trying to find that invisible platform that is moving back and forth. I, for one, have never fallen down there.
I have, and it's really difficult to, like, sometimes you're like, yeah, I'm definitely going like at enough angle, I'll definitely hit the platform, and then you fall down and it's very sad. But Xef has not done Dampe, which will be why he doesn't have the Lens of Truth to see it if he needs.
Xef does not have the lens because Xef skipped Dampe.
Mm-hmm. A nice early boss key for Spirit. Oh, he 1 hour per keys. I wish my my bow accuracy was that good.
So there's some discussion about where is Requiem. We still don't know, but it is absolutely possible that it could be on Prelude. And I imagine that as soon as Xef finishes Shadow Temple, that's going to be the first thing he looks at to see if Child Spirit will be available to him.
I actually think that it can only be on either Prelude or Vanilla Requiem check. It can't be on Burning Cack because oh wait, no, sorry, that's Nocturne. My bad. Ignore me. We know that oh, the Sun Song I think is in Ice Cap.
That is correct.
Anywhere except ice.
So yeah, Juwk's just following in Xef's footsteps right now.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
Or not.
taking a detour. No, never mind. He's just going to Shadow.
He just wanted to give us like a little concert before he started.
So Xef still hasn't found another strength in Shadow.
Mirror Shield was in the Tektite Grotto. I wonder what Xef will choose to do. I mean, I think we can establish that he'll probably go and check what the Prelude song is. But after that point, I wonder what he'll do. Because he needs strength. He'll want to do that because he's missing long shot and he won't want to dip water without it. Because no one ever wants to dip water more than once. But I wonder what he'll be doing. Like, wonder what his thought process will be.
Well, I imagine that he will want to find if Requiem is on Prelude of Light. If he does find it there, he's probably going to do Child Spirit immediately. If not, then he's got to try and find the strength somewhere, and he might actually head to water and dip as much as he can because he does have the song to take him down there. So it's not a huge time commitment to at least clear until he finds a boss key.
So Juwk's in the lead from that strength because the strength that Xef doesn't have is in Gerudo Valley. And that's sort of a check that usually players don't want to go to in the late game if they haven't gone to it yet. Especially if they have other stuff to do.
We should keep in mind that Child Spirit is technically not in Logic because we only have the one slingshot that was found out of Logic and no boomerang.
Alright, one more check left in Shadow for Xef.
Triggers Cack on Fires the first 3 medallions, having Forest Medallion, Fire Medallion, and Water Medallion. In this case, Forest Deku and Shadow Temple. Which could also have Requiem.
Another thing that we might see is Epona's song, and if Epona's song ends up being the song, then they will probably cross the desert immediately to just go straight to Spirit that way.
And maybe do the checks that they skipped earlier on.
Cross your fingers.
Do I always want them? I can't pick like a runner that I want. Like I can't be biased towards them both. I want them to do really.
Almost a one cycle. I think he was one hit away.
Yeah. The Boulder Maze had Faurora's Wind. So...
So if Xef gets Epona's here, I think there's almost no chance that he checks the waterfall. He's just going to be wanting to go straight to Spirit as quickly as possible, because if Epona's is next, then there's a good chance that Requiem is vanilla. After all, we have seen the Lens of Truth that Juwk found, so we know that if Epona's is on Prelude of Light, it will be in Logic to cross the desert.
Mirror Shield was in the Hyrule Field Grotto. Tektite Grotto. I think Xef does have Serenade.
Xef has it marked on his tracker, so I believe he does. Serenade was in Saria's song, and he took Minuet of Forest back there to grab that.
But it was on Burning Cack. There's Requiem.
There we go.
And off he pops.
So what is he planning to do here? I guess he's going to check the item on top of the Colossus there, but he can't enter as adult because he's missing that strength.
The gossip stone just reminding him. Did anyone catch what that was, by the way, on top of the arch?
Didn't look like anything important.
And that's Song of Time.
So I believe that confirms that Epona's song will be on Prelude of Light. So I expect that we'll see, after checking the Fairy Grotto here, Xef heading... Maybe he might go to GTG, but he might try Child Spirit as well. It'll be an interesting decision.
All of the money and spirit. Fire medallion, it was the Deku medallion. And it looks like Xef's gonna go child and have a little look at child spirit.
So we're still having some debate about what the item was in the crater. I think some people thought it was a slingshot, and if it is the slingshot, then that does put Child Spirit back into logic, because with the hovers, they could have picked up that slingshot.
And depending on where the item is, you can actually complete quite a lot of spirit as child. There are a lot of checks that you can do. The ones that you're blocked from are obviously the adult checks. But if it's not, if it's like a troll slingshot or something, there is a chance that Xef won't need that second strength if he finds what he needs early enough. If he finds something like long shot here, then he's able to go straight to water.
Yeah, so for Games Bond, it could be long shot or light arrows or entertainment. Something will be in Spirit Temple.
It could definitely be something that leads to another.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? We have received several hints that say that Spirit is a waved hero location, which means that it will have something of use to the players in order for them to be able to beat the A key in Spirit Temple. Journey's dance can still have light arrows. We haven't been told it doesn't. And the boss key.
So there's the boss key.
So Child Spirit is required in order to beat Spirit Temple. So I think Xef's made quite a good play in this, depending on what Twin Rover had.
Also, he's got to feel pretty good about not getting key locked there. But yeah, in the case of an ATZ special, looks like Xef's going to be in good shape.
I don't know if Juwk's necessarily taking forever to clear Shadow, or if it's just that Xef was already at the end of Shadow when Juwk started, so it just feels like we've been in Shadow for an enormously long time.
As soon as Juwk finishes Shadow, though, he's going to get his Requiem, and then he's going to be able to go straight to Adult Spirit. So, if Xef does not find something soon, Juwk is going to be catching up in a big way real soon.
But there is...
Are you kidding me? Strength! No way! Oh, Xef's just got a big lead.
A big lead! Oh!
He could actually win this.
So that could be pointing to Mirror Shield being the way of the hero, because that strength was available, I think, unless there's some weird logic involving Slingshot, but wow.
It's not getting Castle Fairy time because he is actually missing the third strength that Juwk originally found, or the second strength.
Yes, we still might need all 3 strengths, but that is really, really good for Xef. He has got to be super happy about that one.
Xef has been incredibly jammy this entire seed. You know, he went adult without a single strength and then found bombs in CAC. He then managed to find the bow so that he could go into forest as adult, and now he's just got the silvers. It's just played out really beautiful for him.
So in Xef's situation,
the actual hell is the logic behind that? That is still strength lock strength, if I'm correct, right?
Is
it though?
It is. Doesn't that just require all 5 keys as child?
At most, it needs 5 keys, but with some items,
you're gonna have to ask somebody smart to figure out Spirit Temple.
You need
logic.
to ask Rob. He'll know.
Spirit Temple logic. It's really interesting because in Xef's kind of runner survey, he mentioned that Spirit Temple logic is just baffling for everyone involved.
Yeah, so technically Spirit could be completely empty from here on out if the Strength 3 is required for something like light arrows in Ganon's castle or something crazy. Otherwise, there's a good chance that we're going to find something locked behind the Mirror Shield checks. And if I were Xef, I would almost rush straight for those just to see.
See, I think I probably said this earlier, I'm a big fan of you full clear your way of the heroes. So I would prioritize the mirrors checks, but I, at this point, would full clear.
Oh, absolutely. You got to full clear it, but if you found long shot in, like, near Armus room, yeah.
Unless I found long shot, I would full clear. Because I would rely on the Ganon hint to tell me where I'd find light arrow. And before Ruto's letter shows up. Or Hammer. You know, DMC is still way of the hero. Full clear way of the heroes. There's a fairy that needs to be checked. Luigi, you say that it looks like a boomerang?
Wow, Xef is going straight for the check behind the mirror shield. That's really, really smart because I suggested it and then he did it. So we'll see. We'll see if this pays off. This could be a really close finish. Juwk is right on Xef's tail here.
There's
Oh,
the
no!
hammer.
Oh, the hit!
Oh,
Oh no!
He's going! He's
Oh no!
Oh, baby, it's entertainment.
Now
It's
that was a
light
check.
arrows, long shot,
was
or
a-
entertainment, and it's entertainment, baby.
Oh, he's going for the.
Yeah.
Didn't I just say? I'm so sorry. Didn't I just say like 5 minutes ago, or like less than that? Like, it's Way of the Hero, Death Mountain Fairy, Benevolent Crater Fairy. Hammer for that.
The thing is, that was a check that needed the mirror shield, and because of the Hyrule Field Way of the Hero, that might have confirmed it that it
Come on,
was in fact a mirror shield.
slingshot.
Sling shot.
Oh!
Oh no! Oh!
Oh! Oh!
Wow! What a play!
It's not over yet, though.
Well, it's
If
not over
light
yet,
arrows,
but well
light arrows
done.
could be strength 3 locked.
But that it's such a low chance, a small chance. But however,
Oh, Juwk was thinking of after getting that strength.
but I also think that would considering where he found the Gerudo Valley strength, a little part of him will be thinking would Xef do that? Would Xef do that? And if he thinks that Xef didn't do it, then he'd be feeling really confident up until seeing that strength 3.
I just want to point out how well Xef thought about what he needs to do under pressure and really quickly. Because remember, he skipped all the checks in the main area to go straight for that mirror shield lock check. And then as soon as he got that hammer, he knew exactly the check that he had available missing in Death Mountain Crater, which was double Way of the Hero. So he was ready and he made the right call right away, and he's getting rewarded for it.
Yeah. Such a good play.
Juwk, you're going the wrong way.
But we don't know that if Juwk finds light arrows here, he's still in a
Oh
good
my god,
place.
Juwk never picked up his mirror shield.
No, he didn't.
Oh no!
There's the
Oh
Boros wind. Oh no. That's a question we have to ask him when he comes in at the end. Why did you not go and get your mirror shield?
He thought the Way of the Hero was the strength. Oh my goodness.
no!
No, but considering he's gone straight to Adol and Requiem, we know that it's Way of the Hero.
Oh, he's in panic mode right now.
Oh god.
Mirror shield is in the Tektite Grotto out in Hyrule Field.
And Juwk has known where that check has been since almost 15 minutes into the seed, and he got Iron Boots and just never picked it up. Oh, he's going to outside Ganon's castle. This could be light arrows too.
Eat rock. I know that you all want it's light arrows to be in Jabu, but Jabu is barren. That doesn't mean, however, that they can't be in deep fire.
Okay, so we got a big check coming up for Juwk. If there's light arrows in this chest, then he's gonna still be okay.
Yeet rock.
Boss key for Xef.
Early boss key. Deck
Nothing
of
on-
sticks. Deck of sticks. All dungeons confirmed. You need the deck of sticks for job.
All right, it's still not over. Juwk is not dead if the light arrows are in Ganon's castle in Light Trial, which is still a real possibility. Then Juwk is going to have a big advantage still, but he's got to put together the pieces quick and hope he gets lucky. We'll find out soon.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this
Where's
commercial.
you going?
He's going to get his mirror shield.
Oh, yeah.
And Xef's going to be finishing up Morpha here, and then if we see that light arrows in Ganon's castle hint coming from Ganondorf in a few minutes, oh, it's going to be exciting.
Oh.
Oh boy. Oh god.
Yeah, Lost Woods, or You'll Never Beat Me with the Light Arrows from Goron City.
Oh my god.
The old dungeon's dream is fading, but it's not dead quite yet.
So there's Juwk's mirror shield.
He is literally going to be kicking himself for this.
Oh god.
And that was a really, really clean Morpho fight for Xef.
I honestly think that Juwk checking those grottos with bomb juice at the very beginning kind of sent it back. Just a little bit.
Jabba being barred doesn't mean no all stones. It just means that light arrows can't be there. Light arrows being the final item that they need. Unless it's all dungeons, in which case they need other things too. Yeah, Xef has made some, I think, decisions that for us were quite questionable to make, or like, you know, but he's been massively rewarded for them. He's played so well.
If you're in the chat, let's get those bets in for light arrows. I think we probably should close it off before we get the hint from Ganondorf.
Link the Goron had nuts, I believe. A nut. Or no, yeah, he.
No stick.
But if, you know, these light arrows are somewhere really accessible for Xef, this is going to be so fast. And he doesn't have fours, which does set him back a little bit. I think we should close the bets after he gets the Ganon's boss key chest. So that's how long you've got, guys. You got like a couple of minutes to get your bet.
Let's get some hype in the chat. We're going to see a game-deciding Ganondorf hint coming up. And if it's anywhere other than Ganon's castle, it's pretty much in the bag for Xef.
And Xef must be feeling like he's going to be... I think Xef's going to be panicking right now because he hasn't seen a dot done, but he's in Ganon's castle. You know, because Juwk's a really great player.
If you're Xef, you just thinking anything but Ganon's castle. Please not in Ganon's castle. I don't want to spend the rest of this run searching for a strength that could be anywhere.
Yeah, he won't think he's ahead by that much. I know I certainly wouldn't be thinking I was. Betting is now closed.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, so light arrows in GTG, if you're rooting for Xef, then that's definitely what you want to see.
That's what I bet.
All right,
Where's
Juwk,
the
does
hammer?
he keep going after the
Juke's
hammer?
going.
Going? Juwk,
Going
no.
where?
Why he's continuing Spirit?
Didn't he
I
check-
I mean, you could find light arrows.
Yeah, I don't think that this is necessarily the worst play that you could make. You know, you know that it's Way of the Hero, and you don't necessarily know that Hammer is your Way of the Hero item. He's found strength.
But Death Mountain Crater is double Way of the Hero, and there's only one that's been accounted for, so he has to know that the other check, the Hammer Lock check, is the other Way of the Hero. It's tough, but Xef made the right call and got rewarded for it.
All right, here we go.
We only know that Zef's the right call.
All right, here we go,
Yeah.
guys. Fire Temple!
Fire Temple! Oh no!
Xef is so happy.
Oh.
So now we can, like, Juwk is confirmed that he's making the wrong choice.
Yeah, it's
Oh my
it's hard to
God.
imagine a situation where Xef isn't able to pull this out. What a race.
That's incredible.
Upset. No.
The Stonefire strikes.
Shout out to all you Stonefire haters.
Does that mean that there are people who like Stonefire? As
Deep
in,
fire every time.
like Stonefire? As in like to do Stonefire? As opposed to like Stonefire because it means you genuinely don't have to do it? Except when Light Hours is there?
I'll leave it ambiguous. But
Shout out to
unfortunately,
non-old dungeon seed with 2 required stone dungeons.
so Juwk is deciding that he's not going to be ATZ and he's going to finish clearing Spirit Temple, but unfortunately we know that there's nothing there.
I do think that this is not a bad. I mean, obviously, with the knowledge that we have of where light arrows are and what is found on the Death Mountain Fairy check, then we know, like, you know, that we know that the right play is to leave Spirit as soon as possible, which is what Juwk seems to be doing now. But I don't necessarily feel like continuing on in Spirit was a bad idea.
So one question that might be worth thinking about is, does Juwk know, did he ever get all 3 of the Death Mountain Crater Way of the Hero hints? Because it's possible he doesn't know that it's double Way of the Hero.
But Juwk is going straight into fire?
Oh
He's
no.
following the
Whoa.
hammer hint.
Oh.
So it's possible that Juwk never knew that Crater was double Way of the Hero.
You're gonna have to do this for getting light arrows, though. So
He will, but the thing is,
He's making
that,
progress.
you know, he will need to really think hard and be like, oh my god, the hammer will also give me Death Mountain Fairy. Maybe I should check Death Mountain Fairy. Because in this, you know, Xef just had to go to Ganon to find out the last hint he needed for his last required item. Juwk still hasn't got long shots. Xef checking both.
So Spirit Temple Wave here really has been the undoing for a lot of our top runners in this tournament. And this tournament has really had a lot of pretty big upsets. Just goes to show that the top 32 this season, it's a really, really deep field. And even though you have some people at the top that have a lot of experience and are pretty consistent, any given seed, these guys that barely snuck in the qualifiers are definitely good enough to take down the top runners.
And it's exciting as well. Like, it's really good to like kind of come into a race and be like, due to the seeds and the rankings of the runners, there's a favorite. There's a clear winner for some people. Then for that to be upset is really exciting and keeps it really like, I don't know. It just makes me very happy.
So there was a key on Valvaje there, so I don't think Xef actually picked that up before save warping out. It's possible he could get like key locked somewhere, and without Forwar's Wind, that'd be a little unfortunate. But even if that happens, I just don't think it's enough time. Oh, he did pick it up. Okay, never mind.
The hints have been plentiful. I can't really imagine Juwk not seeing.
So for those of you who have been enjoying this race, this is not the only race for today. So there's another full race of excitement to come later tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, which is in almost exactly 5 hours. So make sure to come back and tune in for that one. It's going to be another great race.
Tell me more. What's happening in that race?
I believe it's Glitchymon is one of the participants in that one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, rep EU viewers. We're all in bed at that point.
So the race tonight will be Glitchymon versus Westifer, and those are both excellent runners. So you definitely will not want to miss that one if you're on the East Coast in a suitable time zone.
So here's Juwk getting his long shot.
Cool.
He's going to be really sad.
It makes me sad that neither of these guys are running with cameras because I'd love to see the face. It's my favorite thing is to see people's faces.
So Xef skipped one of the chests, it looks like, in Fire Temple. You must think that it's really close.
What if... I'm just gonna... I don't think either runner has Pierre.
I don't know if Xef knows the pixel shot. You can do it with just long shot, but it's really precise, and I don't actually know how to do it.
As far as I'm concerned, this is deep fire.
It's sort of mid deep fire.
Any point past the big main room for me is mid. This is deep.
Really deep fire starts at the compass chest and includes the Megaton hammer chest and the highest Goron.
That's super deep.
Yes.
But as far as I'm concerned, Xef is already deep. Yeah, I agree with Lost here. Lost has this. This is where I find deep fire starts. You know, if it is on Bombable Wall, Juwk, like, it's gonna be close. Close regardless.
Alright. Let's see if it's this chest.
Dope.
No.
If it's on Pierre and he doesn't know Pixel, I feel like...
Oh boy.
I feel like it actually, like, that would be it. I think the time it would take to go and get Pierre would be enough. Xef does not look like impressed.
Yeah, he's setting up for Pixel. He knows.
There it is.
Wow.
And he gets it first try!
Nice.
Nice!
I think the only way that Juwk would have been able to catch Xef is if Xef makes a lot of bad decisions now, or bad plays, falls off a lot, or whatever. Or if it's right at the bottom of fire, or the top of fire. I don't know. I don't. But it was first try. There's no picks, but you've got 3 eyewitnesses plus everyone else in chat. Just an arrow.
Oh, just a second left. This.
A really, really beautifully smooth morph.
So Xef has 3 checks left.
Hammer chest. Hammer chest.
Oh, hammer chest.
Oh.
Is this it?
No!
No! Come on.
My goodness.
Here's highest you are on. It's not this, and it's hammer chest.
Or bombable wall.
Oh, it's oh no!
You know,
Oh!
if it's not hammer chest, this will be so close between the two. Oh, Xef. Oh, Xef.
Oh, Xef got it.
So the bombable wall check is a check in the first big main room on fire. It's one of the side Goron checks. It's
Xef skipped that one. Oh no.
He skipped that one. Now, Juwk is on his way to Ganon. He also has Furor's Wind, so he can get the hint, drop Furor's Wind, go to fire, and if it's in the bombable wall check, it's not on hammer, which is what Xef's going to check now. This will make this race so unbelievably tight, because the time that Juwk will save in being able to warp back using Furor's might just be enough.
Come on, Xef.
No, but he will get the hint from he's on his way to get the hint from Ganondorf now, and he can immediately warp back. Yes, it was on the left side. Goron Maze was where Furor's Wind was. Juwk was able to check it because when he went there, he had the silver gauntlets and was able to lift the silver boulders.
Oh god, is it hammer chest? Is it? Oh my god. No! Oh no!
He's like, what chest did I skip?
Oh Jesus!
Oh my god!
Juwk may have a chance.
This is what I mean. You know, I think it's very slim. It's
Oh
it's
god.
There'll be literally a couple of minutes. So this is the bombable wall that he skipped.
Xef might still have a lead. Oh.
Xef has a lead. I think it will be Xef, but I think it'll be so tight. Xef's wall.
Oh no.
I just love that moment from Xef where you just see him check the maps and be like, what did I miss? What is...
That is so unlucky.
Oh, come on, Juwk.
Juwk, no!
Oh, no!
No, don't choke. Oh god, Juwk.
And there are the light arrows.
Oh no.
But it'll be a couple of minutes. Like I think Juwk can have his light arrows in the next 2 minutes.
Cause yeah, Juwk can warp straight.
Yeah.
From when he gets his light arrows right to Ganon or Ganondorf. And Xef has to climb all the way up. Come on. Don't forget to save. Good. Oh.
Oh, it's gonna be so close. So close. Gotta go fast, gotta go fast. I can't imagine Xef not having a smooth Ganondorf fight, but that could be the difference. It might happen.
There's always a chance.
Go fall to the bottom.
Juwk, you don't have the tunic on.
Yeah, neither of them do though. Turn right, turn right, turn right!
No!
No!
Well, you always do that one first. No matter what.
GG's guys, but it's not over until it's over.
God.
Juwk, what made you go left instead of right? I mean, at least he can carry all the Deku sticks now. Oh, no bottle! Let's play tennis, guys.
Oh,
Juwk! Oh, it's okay.
Xef fell. He's having trouble.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a bottle.
Oh
Why? Back you go!
no! Juke's starting his Ganon fight in just like few seconds.
But Juwk did get, not Juwk, Xef got the one cycle on Ganondorf.
Oh no!
Whoa!
He's
What
gonna
do
be
you
like-
mean? What do you mean this is our fault?
This is not our fault.
We
Come
did
on.
nothing. We've done nothing wrong. But at least they have Hammer for you know the Ganon fight. The race has no right to be this close. This has been such a hype race, guys.
Oh my god! Oh no! He missed the one cycle.
No, not the one cycle! Why are you blaming it all on... That's rude.
Oh.
Xef tried to throw for content.
Juke finishes Ganondorf right as Xef finishes phase 1 of Ganon.
Oh, literally within like a minute of each other. So close.
Oh man. Oh my god, this is really close.
GG's, guys. There
I'm
it
afraid
is.
that's it.
Such
Oh
a
my
good race,
God.
guys.
What was the ending time? 206? 21?
206, 20, some. 206.19?
Yeah, that seems
GG, Xef.
Hey,
good game,
GGs.
Steph. Congrats.
I didn't deserve this win, honestly. just because I don't know how to count keys in fire. I was sure it was a key.
I did really enjoy the moment when you opened the hammer chest and went back through the map to be like, what did I miss?
Yeah. At least the fire was kind of interesting in a race perspective.
How did you find the seed overall?
The seed was fine, but it's more the fact of being in my first 1v1 and completely lose my my means. My execution was terrible in the right in the beginning with the deku tree, and at that point I felt okay. I'm already way behind Juwk, so let's play risky and start gambling some checks. And I wanted to get as many ins as possible in the early race, so that I can make a route somehow. But the seed overall was pretty linear once you got the first items.
Yeah, you got really lucky with that strength and spirit temple, because the other strength that you were missing was in Gerudo Valley, which Juwk had.
Okay.
So there were the game the seed was really linear, but you had so many moments where you got bombs just at the right time, you got bow just at the right time, and then you got strength in spirit. It was so you were both so incredibly close for the entire duration of the race. But GG's Juwk, how did you find the seed?
I don't know. I thought I didn't do any bad calls or anything. But
You did.
I watched the restream at the end and he was doing all the fire. He also told me in IRC that he cleared all the fire.
Yeah, he did. Missing the one chest that had something really important.
He missed it or he skipped it?
I skipped it.
Oh, you did it on purpose?
I thought it was a small key because I beat Volvagia first.
Oh, okay, yeah. I also did Volvagia. I actually did fire after Spirit. I wanted to finish Spirit and then I realized I don't have a BK, so I went to fire. And then as I was looking at my tracker, I saw that DMC was Way of the Hero. The only thing I got there was Song of Storms, and it was Way of the Hero. But after beating Volvagia, I decided to check the fountain, and it was okay, long shot. At that point, I thought I was fucked.
I think I think that actually was the deciding moment because as soon as Xef got his strength in spirit, he
and his hammer.
You rushed the hammer. He rushed the mirror checks to get the hammer and immediately warped to fire. I don't think in the context of what would have been a good play. I think to spirit being Way of the Hero, I don't think there's necessarily anything bad about clearing as much as you can of spirit. But
the thing about Spirit Way of the Hero is that the fact that I didn't have light arrows, and after finding the third strength, I thought maybe it's just the
somewhere in spirit. Yeah, I think it was or light arrows. I think it was Xef. Immediately, you went straight to Death Mountain Crater Fairy, and I think that's literally the decision that decided.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake from me, not doing the fairy first before dipping fire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it mattered in the end. Maybe for light arrows, I would have maybe not done Volvagia. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I do have to ask though. So why did it take you so long to get your mirror shield?
I didn't want to get it. I just because the seed seemed so fast, it seemed like a jet seed. So I said, if there's a good chance that I don't need a mirror shield for the item in spirit, so I'm just gonna go do that.
Even with Hyrule Field Way of the Hero.
Yeah, at that point I thought it was the strength for the silvers, but then I found the third strength, so I left to do the fountain, and then I got the mirror shield because I thought maybe it was the mirror shield Way of the Hero.
But GG guys, you both played really well.
Really good game.
Such a super fast seed.
Yeah. I don't like super fast seeds, to be honest.
Chat would like to let you know that that it was double Way of the Hero.
What's double Way of the Hero?
DMC.
It was Song of Storms was one of the Way Heroes to get hovers.
Was there multiple hints? I only found 2.
I got 3 hints of DMC Way of the Hero.
Where was the third one?
I found one in the Kokiri Forest, Song of Storm Grotto.
Oh, I didn't do that one. I didn't do that check entirely. I was thinking about doing it after Forest, but then I just left to Shadow.
Once I got the Song of Storm, I rushed DMT and Kokiri Forest to know if it was on the well because the river was barren.
Okay. Yeah, if you knew that DMC was Way of the Hero twice, then it makes sense to just leave after the hammer.
At the beginning, I thought it was Way of the Hero for the magic on the bin of the crater.
Yeah, I
But
thought that as well.
The one in the forest, I knew it was hammerlock.
Something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Cubs would like to know if you want to know anything from the spoiler. Chat
didn't-
wants to know where the first logical slingshot is because the one that you found was slingshot lock.
Yeah. I didn't have the 50 skull hint.
I had that.
D was dead.
Okay.
All
I
right.
think we found. early
So
on.
the other two slingshots are both in logic. They are both available. 20 skulls
Oh, I had
And-
20 skulls, but I didn't check that.
and top of
You
lab.
had in...
Oh.
Okay.
Someone asked Bigoron sword. Yeah, light trial. Nobody was getting that.
I nearly did light trial actually, but then I thought there's way too many things left. I might as well just get the hint and set Farmer's Win. And it was the right call, I guess.
It was, yeah.
I think getting
It
the
saved you a lot of
rest
time.
the problem.
Oh, Riley. Rudo letter is on water boss key.
Damn, it would have been really bad then if light arrows were in Ice Cavern or something.
And boomerang
I don't-
was ice.
I was never going back to water.
Ice cavern.
Someone asked about bows. Let's see. Bow. Hammer rocks is a bow. And Sunsong Grave.
Oh, there's really nothing in GTG.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Okay, so. Remember how we couldn't tell what the hell was on the crater wall, or the crater heart piece, the bean heart piece?
Wait, it was
Yeah.
magic, no?
It's second
Yeah,
magic.
yeah.
Yeah, no one in chat could figure out what the hell it was.
I already knew it was magic.
With your good eyes.
I also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when I was going to Shadow, I had 0 bombs and 0 bomb shoes.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. That was
Yeah.
interesting.
At that point, I was a little bit tilted because I was gonna go buy bombs, but then I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna dip it. If I don't find, I'll set FW. And I got lucky. It
Yeah, there was a drop.
I was
there was a
tilted.
bomb
I was,
drop.
yeah, there was a bomb drop. But the reason I was tilted is because I was out of explosives since bottom of the well. I did all of bottom of the well, didn't get a refill. I did all of forest, didn't get a refill. So I was pretty annoyed at that.
Yeah, I think someone did say that they thought. Sorry, just going back to the magic very quickly. I think someone sort of thought that the on top of the volcano was a Deku stick. I don't know how they mistook magic for a stick. But yeah, you didn't have bombs for a very long time.
Any final thoughts on the seed as we wrap up? Any thoughts about moving on in the tournament, next match?
I'm sorry for for that fire, that useless fire. It's difficult to stay focused when we are in trial mode in 1v1, and checks after checks. I was completely scared because I see the time lost of doing all that checks, and in my opinion, in the 10 minutes, I think it's 10 minutes the whole fire, and I thought that Juwk would have finished in this interval of 10 minutes because there was no big trap in the seed, so
Yeah, but I played kinda safe for the most part. I only started skipping stuff after Shadow. I didn't do archery. I knew I could have done that because I was right next to it, but I had Spirit Way of the Hero. So I just rushed that.
Juwk will be up against Cloud Ike next match, losers bracket round 1. Xef, you get engineer round 2.
Yeah. that's
How
He says
do you
hi.
feel about this? How do you feel about those?
I feel I would feel the same because, in my opinion, both Juwk and Engineer are unpredictable to in the preparation of the match. So I think I'll go the same way that I prepared myself for this match. It will be interesting, in my opinion.
Nice. And remember, guys, we have another race coming up today in just over 4.5 hours. We have Glitchymon versus Westifer at 9 p.m. EST. So
Not all
come
we
back
have
for that.
going on today. About 90 minutes from now, we've got winners bracket matchup in the Wind Waker randomizer tournament. Gymnast 86 versus Neef. That'll be here on the main channel. Also at 6 o'clock on ZSR2, we'll have a Link to the Past Challenge Cub match. Nilson Alex versus Timp. And then, of course, the Glitchy West match at 9 o'clock. So, pretty busy night here for ZSR.
But not if you're in Europe. Night, guy.
What is sleep? So, with that, I think we'll wrap it up from here. GG, Xef, well done, both you and Juwk. Best of luck moving on throughout the
GGs.
tournament.
Thanks, GG's. Thanks.
Big thank you to our trackers today. There we go. Turiska, Faith, and Ibot. Everyone give both of our runners a follow. There's Juwk and Xef. And, well, Eligatua unfortunately had to leave early. Come on, bot, do the right command. But we do want to thank him as well as Millie and Bronies for the wonderful commentary today. So, any final thoughts, just from the two of you?
Nah, I've said all that I need to.
Nope, that was an incredible race. It was so much fun to watch.
Really
and
good.
commentate for.
Alright, so with that, we will head on out of here for now, but remember, come back at about 6 o'clock for some Wind Waker Rando and Link to the Past randomizer. So, thank you very much, all, and we'll see you soon.
GG, Xef.
Merci.